emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning by master.
You see how they're messing them? Do you see how disgraceful?
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu,
we are live and we are direct. You may not like it and find practically if you like it, if you don't like it, we are live and we are
Remember what I told you many years ago? They will kill us. We will kill them. In the end, Biafra will come. Everything I tell you comes to pass. They will, they are janjaweed, they will come, they are foolish. By nature, they are very hopeless. They will come. This time around, we will turn Biafra land into a burial ground for terrorists. They will understand how serious we are. We have raised it. It's no longer coming down until freedom is declared. They understand that very well. They understand that very well. There is need for us to remain focused. Don't allow yourselves to become distracted. That was what happened to us during the war. Had we fought that war up until August or September of 1970, we would have won. That would have been victory. Nixon would have stepped in. That would have been victory. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria.
Iwe were iwe gị n'ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gụọ ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọkụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tituo ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa memilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe wee memile Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akwụkwọ ikuni ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụghị nwa bụ ekelere eluigwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide bụ ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka igwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka igwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka igwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka igwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Good evening, all over the world. I welcome you to this evening program here on Western Cape, South Africa Media. We are reaching you live from Cape Town. Welcome you once again in the name of Chukwu Kabiam. Welcome you, fellow BIAFRANS. This is IPOB Western Cape Media, where we are saying it the way it is, without fear, without favor. I welcome you all. As you are joining us this evening, I would indulge you to share the program, like the program. In all the platforms where you belong, it is very, very important that you share this program. When you share it, other people could be able to join us. Because this evening, we are going to be touching something very important. We are about to expose the hidden evil going on in our land, those who are behind all the evil going on in our land. So it is very, very imperative that you sit back and listen to us. Also share the program and like it also, so that other people may join us. There are people who does not know that we are live. But when you share this program and like it, they may be able to be notified and then join us. Because this is Biafran message, we must preach it. We must preach it. We are not afraid of anybody, and we will never be afraid. This is freedom fighting. So we are fighting with everything in us. So I welcome you once again this evening, fellow BIAFRANS. I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending where you are viewing us from. My name is Mazi Oyebuchi. I am the host of IPOB Western Cape, South Africa Media. By the grace of Chukwu Kabe Amapremi Henine, I am the coordinator of Parklands Unit. I thank you, fellow BIAFRANS, as you sit back and join us to drive through this program this evening. At the end of it, that the name of Chukwu Kabe will be glorified. Fellow BIAFRANS, we have a guest a regular guest in our midst. If you are following this page, you know who is here. But without taking much of our time, Mazi, please, can you introduce yourself so that those who have not seen you before in this platform may know who is here? Go on.
Thank you, my coordinator, Comrade Frank Onyebuchi. My name is Philip Okeke. I'm from Hero Unit, IPOB in Western Cape here. And I want to tell everyone listening to us that yes, we are back. This is not my first time in this program, and we are back again to make things more exciting and more explainable to our comrades back home. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Mazindewo, you are highly welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you in this platform, because you heard very well when our leader was talking about hardcore, those who were born for the purpose of the restoration of Biafra. And I can boldly say that one of them is here today. You are one of them, and you are proving that you are one of them. Because when the queue was planned in IPOB Western Cape, you proved that indeed you are a hardcore. Even though that the queue was planned in your domain, you called a spade a spade. Because you are under oath. So we are not doing this to please anybody. What we are doing is to restore Biafra in truth and in honesty. That is how it is. And you are also a believer of IPOB Code of Conduct. As I will always advise that anybody who is part of this family must always equip himself with that paper or that book called IPOB Code of Conduct, because that is the only time you will say indeed, you beat with your hand beating on your chest that you are part of this family. Nobody will deceive you. Nobody will tell you something that is not part of what you are doing. So I thank you for joining me this evening. We are going to go straight to what we have this evening. But before I go on, I want us to know that if you are observant, you will agree with me that few days, few weeks, few months, we have forgotten to ask, or rather to tell Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or obey the court order. Whichever way that you think is the right way, if you say they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are right. If you ask them to obey their own court order, you are also very right, because all of them are pointing towards one direction. So now, if you observe, you will know that that call has gone cold. And another thing has resurfaced, which is sit at home. Everybody is now talking about sit at home. Everybody you see is talking about the sit at home. But one thing they are not telling us is the reason for the sit at home. They are not touching that part. That part is sensitive to them. It's untouchable. They only come and tell you to stop sit at home, stop sit at home. And now, as you already know, our leader has written it off. Our leader has written sit at home off. And if you say you are IPOB oath member, you must follow that order. Even though IPOB is not involved in this sit at home for a very long time, they have called it off. But our leader made it a duty so that it will be official. So now, but one thing that I don't like is the way we are carrying on about this issue of sit at home. Nobody is talking about release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anymore. You hardly hear people calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything they are talking about, when a politician goes to DSS or Abuja, wherever, the reason they are going there is to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he should command that don't should stop. That is the only message they are taking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu other things that is happening. how Nigerian government is massacring our people. They don't tell them that. They don't tell him that, but only sit at home. And I am sick and tired of that. I don't want to be mentioning sit at home in this page. I just want to touch it because Onyendu has scraped it. Onyendu has asked Biafrans to stop. It is now left for Biafrans to do so. But as an IPOB, we have taken that order and we have accepted it. We are not going to behave like Zoo, nor like the governor of Enugu State, who is forcing people to obey whatever order he's giving them. So, enough of sit at home. That let's face the reality here. Let's call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Use your page. Use your page to call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not for sit at home. Sit at home is not about, it's not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, no, it's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sit at home is a practice, or rather, what the Biafrans has taken as a means of protest. It is their decision to stop it or not. So, but you as an IPOB member who has listened and carried out the order of your leader, who said that sit at home is no more viable, you should stop. And we have stopped. We are not part of it. We are not going to campaign for it. We are not going to encourage people to go about it. But we are not going to condemn nor castigate those Biafrans who think or who sit at home as the only weapon they have against Nigeria to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been speaking on their behalf. If you remember vividly, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in trouble today because he was speaking for Biafra. So I don't know whichever way Biafrans wants to pay him back. Maybe they want to say, okay, we are going to observe this sit at home every Monday on our own. Nobody is instructed us. Nobody is forcing us to sit at home. We have decided to use it as a payback to pressure Nigeria to release you. So now, but what I'm saying is those that will come to the media, the only thing they will talk about is sit at home. Now, so many of them have made even a sermon by their own Biafra agitation. They don't even remember that they are in this agitation to restore Biafra anymore. They have seen someone as Biafra or as the reason they appear or they are appearing in the media. So they don't talk about anything and all the atrocities that is going on in Biafra land. They don't talk about it anymore. They don't remember that Nigeria is the main enemies of our people. They don't remember, if you listen to my video, the last program I hosted here, I said, when it comes to the north, they don't bring out their own people for us to castigate and condemn. When their people or one of them is misbehaving, they will never come to the public to condemn that person. They will rather treat the matter in their homes or in their houses. When it comes to the west, I mean to the western part of Nigeria, they do the same. They do not come out to the public to naked their own. They will rather shield him in the public, but goes inside to sort whatever misunderstanding that they have. But when it comes to Biafra, we prefer to bring our own outside, strip him naked, and do all manner of things against him. It is bad. It is time we stop it. It is time, Biafrans, if you said we are serious, if you said you are seriously agitating for Biafra restoration, you must stop that. If one of us is doing something, let us find a way to do what? To treat it, the matter inside our closet, in our closet. Let us do that. Whether I said whether a Biafran is doing it right or not, I am not going to do that unless if it is a Biafran who has come out, like those politicians, who has come out and pronounced themselves an enemy of Biafra, or any individual that has come out and make Biafrans his enemy. I will drag you because you are now part of Nigeria. You are now part of the Nigeria. As long as you sided with the enemies, you have become an enemy to me. But anybody that is speaking the language of freedom, whether the person is speaking that something that is pleasing to your ears, or whether the person is speaking something that is not pleasing to your ears, it is high time that we learn how to caution our people with respect and without bringing the person to the public. It is enough. We have done this forever. It has never favored us. Zik did it against Ojukwu. We are still suffering today. Zik went all the way to UK and started calling BIAFRANS rebels. Up to this day, we are still suffering it. So I made it as a point of duty to remind BIAFRANS that enough is enough. We must learn how to be, or rather how to behave like our neighbors who hide their own. They go inside, wash their dirty clothes, wash their underwears, hang it inside. Or rather, when it is clean, they will now bring it outside and then hang it outside. We should learn how to do that. But in our own case, we bring our dirty clothes outside, wash it outside, then when it is clean, we go and spray it inside the house. It is very, very, very unfair. It is very, very unwise, and it is condemnable. We must condemn it. If you are part of those who has been treading this path, enough. We have our hands full. Nigerian government and their agents are doing more damage to us than we can comprehend. They are doing more damage to us that we can even finish talking until Biafra is restored. If you want to be mentioning them in every hour, you will never get space to rest. They are doing a lot. So I'm talking to us, Nigerian government is doing all manner of atrocities, committing all manner of atrocities in Biafra land. They have seen our weakness and they are playing on it. They are playing on our weakness. That is why they will go inside the bush and they will beat come. They will come out to the public and ask to the outside and ask who is beating that drum inside the bush. They will go out. They will go and kill people in our land. They will come and hang it on those who are agitating for Biafra, because in their ears we are accusing each other of doing that. So now they have seen opportunity to do so. So now they will help us kill our people and tag it on us, because we have come out in public to accuse ourselves, to accuse our those whom we made our enemies, our brothers and sisters. United we shall stand, divided we shall fall. We shall start learning from our leader, Oyeduma Azinamdi Kanu, who hardly come out to accuse or to say anything evil against another agitator. Our leader will never do that. Anytime our leader did did that, there is a reason. But we do it as a fun. We do it as a part of chasing clouds. If you watch our program, you hardly see people in their numbers watching us. Why? The reason is because we are not here for saga. We are not here for propaganda. We are not here for name calling. We are here for serious business. And the struggle has deteriorated to the point where if you are not doing saga or doing all manner of propaganda, you hardly get a view. But that is not why we are here. We are not here for view. We know that the message we are spreading today, we assimilate when the time comes. People will hear it, or when Biafra is restored, people will listen to us and say, yes, these are part of the people that restored Biafra. That is exactly what we are doing. We are not doing it for all the people to come here and queue and be making all manner of comments, hailing us even when we are talking nonsense. We don't do that. That is why we are not here for views. It's only those who have thinking, who have critical minds, who can reason, that will sit back and listen to us. So I am calling our people to stop. Enough. We have castigated ourselves. We have fought ourselves. We have done all manner of damages against ourselves in this struggle. We have not gained anything. Rather, we are making ourselves a prey to our enemies. We are exposing our backside, and our enemies are attacking us from all angles. They will kill us. They will target that we are the one killing ourselves. But all indications are pointing that they are the ones who is killing us. I will be showing you proof tonight, because that is the main reason we are even here. Talk about those enemies who are hidden under our armpits, and they are we're eating us alive. Those who pretend in the past, or rather who pretended in the past to be with us, but today they have come out openly to show that they are not part of us, that whatever they did in the past was to attract our attention, to destroy us. If you remember, Mazi, in the last, there was a time our leader was talking about Asari Dokubo. He said that when he was inside in 2015, and he sent our people, some of the boys, for Asari Dokubo to train them. Asari Dokubo ended up handing them over to DSS. And he denied knowledge about it, and he didn't know how managed DOS get a tip-off. But today, the truth is coming to bear. Everybody who has thinking faculty, who has it intact, we know that Asari Dokubo has been a secret agent to Nigeria. He has been working in collaboration with the caliphate. To remember, he's a Muslim. So there is a reason he became a Muslim. Is to sabotage us, is to sell us out, is to do all manner of evil against our people. Some people mistook him as a freedom fighter. But I can tell you today that in the history of Asari Dokubo, he has no business with freedom fighting. Our leader gave him that opportunity because our leader is a man who gives all man equal opportunity. If he said he can do something, our leader will say, okay, do it, let's see. You will be the one that will make yourself a caricature, which Asari Dokubo has done today. If you remember, Uchemefo formed a de facto government with Asari Dokubo. Nobody is telling us or how come out to tell us how that de facto government has fared and what is going on today. But I will come to that as we progress. So I have given our people this advice. I want us to devote our energy to talking about the release of our leader. That is it. Our leader has no other person. He has no other but you. He has no other person but me. So I must do my quota in calling for his release so that the world will know that someone that is innocent is being held illegally in Nigeria prison. So that is what we should be doing. That should be our priority. That should be our topmost priority. So, fellow BIAFRANS, I welcome you once again. So, Maz, you know, you have, there is a video, before I go on, there's a video I want to play. I have, because there is a lot of video I've been treating though while you are not here, but this one, I want you to tell me something, or tell BIAFRANS what you think, because in this struggle, like I was saying, people has made it as a career to blame, to cast aspersions on our leader, his family, and every man that is working assiduously to restore Biafra. And it is painful when those that are doing these things are part of us, or claim part of us. Because by their fruit we shall know them. If you said you are part of us, you must behave the way we behave, because they said a bird of the same feathers flocks together. So if your attitude is different from my attitude, your belief is different from my belief, then we are not one. So I want to play this video. Why you just make one or two statements about it, then we move, because there's something we have that made us to come out this evening.
He kwesịrị ime ka ife isi in order on time. I be nkịtị. The thing na eat anyị, o eat anyị deep, eat anyị bazi anyị n'ime ebe ọ na-ekwesịrị ịba. Mgbe anyị bịazie chọọ how to resolve ihe ya kwesịrị iwepụ on time. This kind of family kwesịrị, the leadership kwesịrị draw Maazị Nnamdi Kanu red line since. Draw Maazị Nnamdi Kanu red line since. Ọbụ na ọmalụ ndị nya na alụkọ the IPOB, then nya nọlụ n'ime nga until ọmalụ the leadership or recognize ya ọmalụ message o kwesịrị pass, ebe o kwesịrị pass message. Once ọ realize ifo ihe niile na-emove, na-eme onye ndu.
Ọ ga-anọ there if it is a plan of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra to sideline the directorate of state, sideline Ozokome, sideline Ejuofo. Ọ ga-anọ there. He go there for DSS. And now me talk am, which I know that is not possible. I know that he can't be part of it. He can't be such. He can't behave like that. Having learned his lesson by confiding in his family alone, and at the same time some charlatans from America. And DOS have been bearing the burden for many years now. I told me just some market. They trick him, have in mind that yes, he's dealing with his brother. He thought that the brother meant good for him. He said, okay, well, let me listen to my brothers and the others that are talking to me. And DOS are bearing the pain. We'll talk about another one again. So that I remember DOS, soon allow free. And just to tell many of you that they are in charge, they stop your move. They stop it. And now people want to bring the narrative to tell the public that there's a doctor that is going to treat Onye and the DOS stop it. Yes. How I wish I would be part of them. I want them to stop it 100 times until things have been followed due process. It's an organization. How about take it? I tell you. Now let me show you the noise.
The due process. If they believe that what they are doing is due process, it's okay. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu must take decision from the leadership. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu must tell them to go. Of course, I know that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu told them all these things, but they want to do it. That is the reason why today They failed woefully in England or London. I don't know where they went to. Is it United Kingdom? They say that they went court to sue United Kingdom about the rendition of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, or by Mazin Nnamdi Kanu holding a United Kingdom passport, and they have been rendition to that contraption. They fail woefully. You know the reason why? Collectively. They lack that ability of collectively. That is why they are falling into pit.
Mazi, you listen to the reason why I played these videos. There are 3 of them, different people playing blame game, and all of them are blaming Oyenduma Nnamdi and also wishing that he stays inside and rots forever and ever. So I want you to tell Biafra, what do you think about this?
Yeah, thank you, comrade. This is not the first time I'm seeing that video. You know, it's quite unfortunate that the people we thought we are fighting the struggle with, are talking very bad against our leader. Even we can accuse Uchemofo of everything, but Uchemofo can never go this low to say such a thing about our leader. Uchemofo will never associate with people that is saying such thing with our leader, and Uchemofo can never keep silent. When he was in that position, when somebody else says something like this, he will come out and condemn it and disassociate himself from such comment. This video has been circulating for 3-4 months now. Has the leadership, IPOB leadership, have they ever come to disassociate themselves from these people? The answer is no. These people are the DOS media warrior. They are the one working for DOS. So they believe they are in charge, and they believe they can say and do whatever they want and nothing will happen. So if the people that is associated with the leadership of IPOB is saying something like this, what do you expect our enemies to be saying? That comes down to the comment you made earlier about settling issues inside before bringing it outside. But in this case now, what they are saying is not even about issues. It's not even about grievances. It's about telling the world that we are in charge now. No more. It's no more Nnamdi Kanu. That is what they are telling the people. That if Nnamdi Kanu will not take orders from them, if he will not say what they want, this is what will happen. It's like a coup. It's like a soft coup. That is what it is. So, does this kind of comment unite the movement, or does it divide the movement? This type of speech from people associated with the leadership, with China Sanwo-Olu and Chika Edoziem, these people are associated with them. If people like this are saying such a thing, what would the people think of the leadership? So that is the question. And if we are saying this kind of thing as a right people, what do you expect the people that hate us to say? No matter the grievances, our leader is still our leader wherever he is. You have the right to associate, have the right to confide in anyone he deems fit. And you are here talking down on our leadership, on the leader, telling him he can rot in jail, that he must take your instructions. Who are you? Our leader still remains the supreme leader of the IPOB, whether they like it or not. And everything they have been saying, they have been doing, thank God it's been recorded and kept. When our leader comes out, you will see it. And every blame, you know, I have said it several times. Everything that is happening today, how rotten IPOB has become today, the blame should be on the leadership. Because sometimes you become a party to something in two ways. By not condemning something when it's going wrong, and by actively supporting it. So the leadership of IPOB is actually supporting the soft coup they want to do by not condemning the attack dogs they sent to say it, because they know that they can't say it themselves, that if they say themselves, it will become a very big issue for them. So they have some people, they have to send some people to say it. So that is what I understand about that 3 video you just showed me now. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. You know, when I saw that video, I was not so shocked, because all the actions before then has proven that these people are not loyal to Oyendu, because immediately they discarded IPOB code of conduct and made you to understand that IPOB code of conduct is no more viable, no more important. Immediately they started telling you that Chike Doziem is in charge. Whatever, that Amazem Kanu is absent. Then when you go to our code of conduct and you try to argue with them constructively to show you where IPOB code of conduct stated so, they will tell you that IPOB code of conduct is not important in this regard. They will ask them, why should you say IPOB code of conduct is not important? Because our leader made it very, very clear to everybody that whether you are going up or you are coming down, IPOB code of conduct remains the manual. Because our leader is what? Our leader is the supreme leader of this movement. And if you don't understand what that means, you should go and marry your dictionary to understand what supreme means. Then when you understood that now, you can come out and argue as a human being. Every other person in this, even in a country that practices supreme leaders, the supreme leader is even above president or prime minister. So you must always know that the order of the supreme leader is a law. You don't say this one is not here, we will not obey this one, is here, will not. No. If he has written anything down for you, whether he is there or not, you follow it. So these people turned against IPOB code of conduct. That was when I knew that you can't trust such people. And anybody that is not trustworthy is capable of doing things or destroying things at any moment. So when you are dealing with such person, you must be careful. It is only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's enemy that wish that he stays inside. No matter the circumstances, no matter who he chooses to work with, no matter whom he wants to sideline. All you should concentrate on is how he's going to come out. You will not tell him, if you don't work with my friend, or if you don't work with this person, you will not come out of that place. That is bullshit. If our leader decides tomorrow that he's going to get rid of all the current lawyers that is serving him today, he has the right to do so. Yes. All you need to do is to support every decision that he may take. Then support those people that he has put in place to work for him. So you come in here to say, if you don't listen to the leadership of IPOB, if you don't listen to the legal team, he must stay there, he must stay there. Okay, not there. Or you say that if Mazen Kanu is not going to do this, do that, these are enemies. It is only Nigerian government that speaks such language. How do you know people who are in the same page? Their words, their language, their actions are the same. Just like I said, birds of the same feathers flock together. These people are speaking the same language, which is Oyendu, stay inside. If you refuse to play balls with us, Nigerian government is pushing Oyendu to play ball with them. If Mazen Kanu has played ball with these people, he would have been out long time ago. It doesn't take him anything to do that. And you are saying, you also, who is an IPOB, who's supposed to stand by him, to encourage him to stand on his word, you are also telling him that if you don't play ball with you too, he's going to stay there. So what encouragement are you giving him? What encouragement? Nothing. You are doing the same thing with the enemy. That means you are part of the enemy. So these people are not part of it. The reason why I brought that video up is that I've discussed it in this page before, and it is on the media everywhere. But I made it as a duty that each time you come here, I'm going to play it, or any guest come here, I'm going to play it to ascertain their own stand. I want them to tell me what they think. And you just made the same comments that every lover of Mazen Kanu is making. It's sad. Sad indeed. And the same person will come out tomorrow and say that Onyendu is his leader, and he loves Onyendu more than his siblings. I've never heard that Mazen Kanu, any of his siblings, coming in public to say that Onyendu must rot inside the jail, long as he's not ready to play ball. They have not done it. But all you people are doing is to wish Onyendu to stay in jail and rot there. And you are telling me that you love Onyendu. You don't love Mazen Kanu. You haven't loved him. But that is, by the way, Mazi, you know, there is a video I'll be playing to you now. And this video happened in BIAFRAN land. You might have seen it because there is no video I'm going to play you have not seen. But the reason why we are here is to open the minds of our people and then deliberate. So we are, because two heads are better than one. So I want to play this video and you watch it, then we move on and discuss about it. Amazi, you have just watched the video, and for those who does not or who did not know, this did not happen on Monday sit at home. This thing happened in Enugu State when governor of Enugu State went to seal people's shop for refusing to open their shops on Monday. So people took to the streets to protest. And now this woman that you just watched now, that goose you saw, was for a woman, a certain woman who is busy or was busy doing her business. She's not protesting. She doesn't have anything to do with the protest or anybody. She was busy doing what is doing. But I want this to be as a lesson to us. You know, some people we want to stick out their neck. Whenever you hear anything going on, pack your load, whatever you are doing, lock your shop, go home. Because these people, the only thing they are searching for is an opportunity to deal with us. They have proven it that they hate us. That is why I don't even know why they want us in the same country. So now, that is it. The police or the terrorists, whatever they are called, maybe this is a part of Asari Dokubo's recruited guys in Biafra land. As they were coming, everybody was running away. The woman also left her goose and ran away. All they could do, as you just watch now, was to pack everything that the woman was selling and took it away without thinking about or considering the fact that that lady is only doing her business. She doesn't, that goose there does not have anything to do with what is happening. So why are you taking it? That is it. That is what they do. That is why I told us we must be careful the way we come out to accuse our people of criminality. We said this time without number that no Biafran, genuine Biafra, fighting for Biafran, we have anything to do with wasting or shedding another Biafran's innocent blood. It is still those that we are fighting against who will kill our people, and because we are fighting in public, they will come and target on us. So now, Maz, you have watched this video. Now I want you to tell me what does that goose have to do, and why did they take away that goose? What do you think that made them to take away that property of that woman?
Yeah, thank you, comrade. Before I go to that video, about the incident I had with Umuchuku writers, I called someone and I told him, because if you remember that first sit at home that Simon Ekpa conducted that went wrong, that it's like some people were killed and stuff, and they were destroying people's cars and bikes and keke, burning it and stuff. I told the guy, what evidence do you have that is Simon Ekpa boys that are doing all these things? Okay, even before, there is always history of people infiltrating even peaceful protests. There are people infiltrating. This is not the first time. Okay, now, when Simon Ekpa conducted the sit at home, something like this happened. Then you start accusing him directly. You never ever considered a situation of what has happened before might be what happened again, that it might be the Nigerian government that are trying to do something like that to destroy people's mind against the struggle. It always happens. You never thought about it. You just went straight to accusing Simon Ekpa. That is very irresponsible. And that thing is part of what the zoo government has built up. They have built a profile of such event because that is the most successful tactics they are using to destroy people's mind about this struggle. Because this struggle is not only the struggle of guns and bullets. It's a struggle of the minds of the people. So that even if you are fighting, you can stay in a village. They will accommodate you properly as a fighter. Then you, from there, the next morning you go to your mission, and nobody will go and tell the enemy you are here. It is a battle of the heart and minds. So when such events are happening, you don't point accusing fingers on another group fighting for freedom, because all those things I can assure you that 99% of the extreme violence happening to our people during sit at home are not done by either ESN or Simon Ekpa boys. No, it is done by the Nigerian government. 99%. We have had a lot of incidents of it. So now, if they want to deny the fact that Nigeria government used to send people to go and kill people to target on ESN, then their brain is not working properly. There have been several incidents. So why are you tagging Simon Ekpa because you don't like him? Then you are taking it to the extreme. You must not like him to work with him. You must not. So all these issues happening today, everything happening today in this struggle, we bring it on the table of one people alone. Is the leadership of IPOB. Every issue happening. That is it. They are the cause. They are the genesis of everything happening. And come to that video you played. What we know about Nigerian government is they have to steal, to kill, and to destroy. As you can see in that video, they came to steal, to loot, because most of them, they are not being paid properly. They pay them 65 or 55,000 naira every month, so they don't have much. So for them to be able to survive, they have to steal. So that is a daylight robbery. Stealing, they will not even, that thing they stole, they won't even submit it anywhere. They will put it in their bag and deliver it to their wives at home. That is their modus operandi. So we shouldn't be surprised about it. And we shouldn't be alarmed, but we should be very concerned that all those wild beasts called Nigerian police are roaming around freely in our land today. Is because of the failure of the leadership that we have. If not, if you can remember when our leader was out, if you can recall, something like this doesn't happen. Even if they are holding their guns, they will be crawling on the ground because they don't know where the next bullet will fly out from. But now they are going confidently around in our territory, doing all sorts of nonsense they can do. The one they can do while hiding, they will do it and accuse IPOB, accuse autopilot, accuse whoever they want to accuse, and go free. So it is very alarming, but it is not a shock to me because we all know what Nigerian government are for. We all know that they are all criminals, they are all thieves, and they have just displayed one of their talents by stealing from the poor. That is why when we get these people, we should not have mercy for them. They have come to inflict as much injury to us as possible. So we almost make sure that at every opportunity we have, they must not go scot-free. All of them, they must not go free. That is the only way we can safeguard our land. Even if he's coming to social media and talking, we'll do this, we'll do it, and at the end we did nothing, they will become emboldened. Because my grandfather used to tell me that there are reasons why you don't threaten people. Because if you did not do what you say in the threat, it will be a shame unto you. And if you do what you threatened, it will be an abomination to the land. So we must get our act together, and the leadership must. I used to talk about the leadership every time, because that thing comes from the top. When it destroys from the top, everything, it trickles down. When it's good at the top, it still trickles down. So if they can get their act together and build and unite, because I used to say it, comrade, we are in South Africa here, or at least we have read how this freedom of this country was fought. We all know, if we're honest to ourselves, that one group does not fight for freedom. One group does not fight for freedom. I always used to say that I pray that there comes a day when we'll have 10 groups in Biafra land. 10 groups. That would be very nice. So IPOB has started it. IPOB is the kingmaker. So if they can get themselves together, they will call all the whole groups truly fighting for the freedom, and they can be able to do things the way it should be, so that our territory will be more secure than it is today. All hail Biafra.
Martin, you know, those who doesn't pay attention to history have a way of repeating it. And that is exactly what is happening to us. Because if you go back to during 1967, 1970, during the Biafra-Nigerian War, you will remember that Nigerian government disguised as Biafra, putting on Biafra soldier regalians, and went into the coastal part of Biafra, and they were busy killing them in the name that Biafra soldiers has turned against them. They fell for it, which is still haunting us to date. Now, the same Nigerian government has not changed that modus operandi. In fact, they mastered it so well because it worked for them in 1967, 1970. It is now we, the people of Biafra, we should be the one to stand up and say, no, this is not us. We don't do that. This is not part of us. This is not what we are capable of doing. But today, they will do that and come out to say it is Biafrans who are killing each other. And some gullibles, some Igbo miss blood. Because, Mazi, one thing you must understand is that not everybody you see today that is bearing Igbo name, that is pure Igbo. Or Biafra. No. There are those that a Fulani or a Yoruba or whatever, somebody that is not Igbo, impregnated his mother. A lot of them are Igbo land today. A lot. So, when you are standing before this person, though his name is Okechukwu, but his thinking, his mentality, his capacity is lower than you. So those are the people that are causing the main problem to us in this struggle. They refuse to reason. They refuse to think as a human being. So it's quite a pity that such thing is happening in this struggle. But we must move. We move. We keep going. This is part of the price we are paying. And that is the reason why we are here, because if all things are well, we may not be here. So we are here to correct some mistakes. But it is very, very shameful that such thing is happening. Now, I have a couple of videos I want to play, but I don't even know the one to start with. But let me start somewhere. The reason why I'm going to play this video is that is not where the message is. I just want to play it as a foundation, as a preamble, just to create a mind where we can reason, we open our mind. Because some people, even as it is today, some people have not come to understand that we are in real trouble. Some people still think that they can do one or two to get to another. They don't know that what is chasing Okonkwo is something that is chasing Okafor. And that if it eventually destroys Okonkwo, obviously it's going to destroy Okafor. It is high time we begin to know those who are doing the damage to this struggle. You see, Uchemefor is a typical example of falling from grace to grass. Uchemefor walked, you just use him as a reference. But you know what? Within a twinkle of an eye, Uchemefor destroyed all these things. And today, he has written a very bad and ugly part in this struggle. If Biafra is restored tomorrow, the history will never be fair to him. To remember very well, Uchemefor, after he fell out with IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he went and formed alliance with Asari Dokubo, whom he ended up forming a de facto government of Biafra with. Uchemefor did not make a research. That is why these people, when they talk about how educated they are. In fact, I think those people that are lawyers are the most foolish people on this world. In fact, they are foolish. I think that thing they went there to study has destroyed their thinking capability. In fact, because the way they thought Chikedozie, they say Chikedozie is a barrister. Uchemefor barrister. But these people are worse. They don't think. Uchemefor as a barrister, they don't know. Remember that he should make the inquiries about a certain person he wants to go into alliance with, or he wanted to do out of anger to get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and show Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he can do it. He went into alliance with someone that has proven that he is not part of IPOB. Let me tell you something. If you think that the person that kills your father will spare you, you are a joker. Anybody that kills your father sees an opportunity, he will also kill you. That is why you must be careful. Anybody that is an enemy to your father, don't make that person your right-hand man. Keep him at that arm's length. So now I want to play a video of Asari Dokubo, because that is the main topic I brought to us today because 2 days ago.
Comrade, is it that video ever seen I am group? A comrade. Is that place also in a military contractor? Because I try to play with the video because our load shedding is 22 minutes from now.
Okay, no problem. The reason why we are playing the video, we are going to play the video, is because some people have not seen that video. They don't know. So if we are talking about it, they may not understand. But that is not even the first video I want to play. But it's fine. If the load shedding time is, so you can go and continue the program, it's fine. But whatever we do, let us do it well. What is worth doing well. Now I want to play a video before then. So you listen to him and see what
the transcript of the address by Asari Dokubo reads: Today marks a great epoch in our history, a history that has been checked with pains, sweat, and blood. We went through 3 years of gruesome genocide. We came out of it and became a people that have no direction as to where we belong to. Are we still Biafrans or we are Nigerians? Gowon proclaimed no victor, no vanquished, but yet he created 12 states, which before the war Nigeria had 4 regions: the Western region, the Midwestern region, the Eastern region, and the Northern region, and the Lagos Special Territory. In the creation of 12 states, we had a preponderance increase in the number of administrative units, contributed nothing to the existence of the entity Nigeria. 6 states in the north and the 3 regions of the south had 6 states, including the Lagos Special Area. The resources of the so-called Federation of Nigeria were confiscated and taken over by those who have now become the new masters of Nigeria. Even though, as Biafrans, we lost a war, all others also lost the war. The people of the Western region lost the war. The people of Lagos lost the war. The people of the Midwestern region also lost this war. There has been uprising in various parts of Biafra. The Ogoni revolt that led to the death of Ken Saro-Wiwa and others, and the North-ending Ijaw revolt against the occupation of the Nigerian state and the confiscation of our resources. We as a people have resolved that, as Biafrans, it is time for us to take our destiny in our hands. It is time to take our destiny on our hands and bring freedom to ourselves and our children and the generations of Biafrans yet unborn. My comrades, how long will they tell us that they must forcefully enter our land and move their animals? How long will they tell us that the acceptable legal principles of Cujus et solum ejus esque ad coelum, he who owns the land owns all that is in the land, above the land or below the land, does not apply in our case? How long will Zamfara have the right to mine our gold and other solid mineral resources, and we will not have same right to do so? How long will our creek, stream, water, rivulets belong to the omnibus Nigerian state that we.
Do you have an army of your own that you control?
I don't have an army, but I have a private military company that was engaged by the government of Nigerian state. And I've been doing the work for the Nigerian state. Private military companies exist all over the world. We have Black Waters, we have Wagner, we have so many private military companies. They are not even new to Nigeria. The only thing new is that maybe a Nigerian is now providing the same services that South African and Belarusians and other people provided to fight Boko Haram. And this thing, it was on BBC. There was a BBC documentary on South African mercenaries that were in Nigeria, fought in Nigeria. And I listened to the interview where they said they were even sabotaged by the military when they were here. So I have a private military company that is engaged by the government, and we fought. We are fighting side by side with the Nigerian military in many places.
Places like Kaduna, Abuja, or where? Where are these places?
In Niger, in Plateau, in Imo, in Abia, and in part of Rivers State. We were in Anambra before. They pulled us out of Anambra. We were in Plateau, and we're doing a good job. We're being commended by all the host communities. You can go to this community. You can go to Wase, you can go to Baga, you can go to Chiroro, you can go to the Kaduna Abuja road. We're doing fine. We're being commended.
What is the name of this, your military group?
The company is called Royal Future.
Okay.
Services.
The first video I played, you may be lost. That first video I played was Absalom Kubo's acceptance speech as president of de facto government of Biafra, whatever. Now, you heard him very clearly. Everything he said in that what is it called? That speech. He was talking about Biafra, and he even asked a very pertinent question: are we Nigeria or are we Biafra? Now, this same man is here now telling you that he is being contracted by Nigerian government, that he works hand in side, he fights side by side with Nigerian government. He fought in the same territory. He claims to be their president. He fought against the same people that are under his de facto government. He fought in Imo, he fought in Abia, he fought in Anambra State. And when you hear him fight, saying we fought, you will ask him, do we have terrorists in this part of the world? No. Who are you fighting? The same people that he claims to be fighting with in the same project of Biafra. So, Mazi, can you dig deep into this video? This video has been trending all over the social media. So many people have so many take on it. Let me know what you think about this video, man.
Yeah, thank you, comrade. On that first video he posted, what I have to say is, you know, our leader said something when this issue came up with him and Asari Dokubo, that the people of Asari Dokubo warned him not to deal with Asari Dokubo, but he wanted to do it to save face, like to say that yes, we are working with every ethnic group, you understand? So, but his doubt, his concern was later happened. Yeah, this man called Asari Dokubo is not a stable guy. Wherever his stomach faces, that is where he faces. Maybe he thought he will imagine asking for 200 million naira from our leader. We are fighting for freedom that you will enjoy. You are asking for 200 million. So, in the de facto government he organized, he thought he will make money from it, but unfortunately he was disappointed. So he has to pull out his resources and focus on where he know he will make money from. So that is his nature, and everybody in Nigeria, they can do anything to survive. Even if you tell them to use their mother for blood money, for ritual, they will do it. So yeah, that is the nature of that contraption. On the second video, yeah, he made us know what we know a very long time ago. So but now what he did now, he put a name to it. He made us know what we know a long time ago, but he blew it beyond the proportion, and he put a name to it. He put a name to his armed group that is supporting the Nigeria army. So for people, this issue comes up now. For people that are accusing Simon Ekpa boys of kidnapping, stealing, robbing, what guarantee now do you have that it is Simon Ekpa boys that are doing this? On a second thought, won't you ever said it might be these people that is doing this thing? Because anybody that has interest in the Biafra, in the people of Biafra, cannot be killing them and be still dispossessing them of their properties. No, it is the person or people that want to distort people's mind, that want to push people away from the struggle, that can be doing something that will affect them negatively, so that they will be able to say, no, we don't want Biafra anymore. Which those people are the Nigerian state and Asari Dokubo boys, as he said. So it is high time we start apportioning blames where blame is due, that the whole killings, the whole stealing, the whole robbery happening in Biafra land is done by Asari Dokubo militia group, these private military contractors, at the behest of the Nigerian government. And I urge everybody fighting for freedom in Biafra land to focus our energy in the destruction of that his private military contractor, private military groups, and the killing of all his personnel. We must channel all our energies, because those are the people. If Nigerian government don't want their hand to be dirty, like there's Wagner, as he said, and there's Black Waters. If America don't want their hands to be dirty, they employ Black Waters. If Russia don't want to get their hands dirty, they employ their military contractors. So Nigerian government is using Asari Dokubo for killings, extrajudicial executions, kidnappings, and a lot of evil in our society, in Biafra land. And we all must channel our energy to dismantling that group and the destruction of all his personnel. Without doing it, we will not be safe in our land. As he has said, he has worked in Anambra. There was a lot of killings in Anambra. He works in Abia. There is a lot of killing in Abia. In Imo State, there was slaughter in Imo State. The slaughter that you could not, you could not associate it with the Nigerian government and the Nigerian military and police. It was done by his private military contractors. Yeah, we know all these things before, just that we did not know the name of his private military contractors, and now he has helped us with the name. Though Though I don't know the number of his personnel as at this moment, but then I think that was the start of their group. They suffered a heavy casualty then. They suffered a lot. So everybody fighting for freedom, we must channel our energy, all our resources to dealing with Asari Dokubo and his men. Because they are the enemy within, and we must not allow them to grow. We must not allow them to flourish in Biafra land. As I'm saying this now, is the way I said what is happening today between Simon Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB. Immediately it started. And our late comrade Emungu Obona will bear me witness when I said this. Because I told him privately that anybody you cannot fight, you cannot defeat, you bring him closer. So now, this one has become an issue. We must fight it tooth and nail before it becomes too big that we cannot fight it anymore. So that is my take on that video, comrade. All hail Biafra.
Okay, yeah, all hail Biafra. You are running late. With this few, because we need to expose that maybe this man has not seen, or rather, before he met, because I asked a question: who is behind the killings? Who is behind the criminality? Who should we be pointing accusing fingers? Until now that I started voice is out, I want to play a video for you so we know who is as someone in government. This man should know better.
In DSS,
before the time runs out,
called a meeting of all the leaders of the Southeast and said, "This is what Nnamdi Kanu said, that he is not part of this." Every Monday, what happens is this. A few miscreants, and I use the word advisor, come out and kill one or two people, and run away, and send across the whole of the Southeast, and everybody is now scared. The governors we met, all of us in the National Assembly we have met, everybody has condemned it. I need the Senate to know that there is no one in the Southeast except the criminals who support this sit at home. Modus operandi is simple.
It's just terror.
I have called the market leaders and I said, you can't continue to stay away.
And they told me that the people have threatened to burn their markets at night if they don't stay away. So this is beyond the citizenry coming out to just say we don't accept it. Because what they have done is to use terror tactics to
intimidate a whole
region.
We have had meetings with the DSS,
and all that
the DSS has told us,
listen, these are just a few people. They will come out in one forum.
Somebody
they'll find somebody just driving along on his way to doing anything, shoot him, and then they will say it is because of it. Take his car away, go and keep it in their den, and let them go and sell it. So these are nothing but criminals. So I support this motion, and especially the matter concerning someone who is a dual citizen of Nigeria and Finland, staying in Finland, giving orders, and in fact, I will say others that you don't understand why people should accept it yet. But then, criminals will always find a reason
what they want to
to
do.
do what they
I
want
have
to do.
also had
I have
interaction
also had
with
interaction
the
with the Finnish
embassy,
uh,
and in
embassy,
fact, the United
and in fact,
Nations
the United Nations
head in Nigeria, who is
head
from
in
Finland,
Nigeria, who is
and
from
what she
Finland,
told me
and what she told
was,
me
it is
was,
a
it
government-to-government
is a government-to-government
interaction that will lead
interaction
to
that will
a
lead
resolution
to
of
a
this,
resolution of this, because
as a citizen of Finland,
as a citizen
that
of
he has a
Finland,
right
that
to
he has a right
express
to
his
express
opinion.
his
But I can
opinion.
tell you, my
But I
dear
can tell you,
colleagues,
my
each
dear
and
colleague,
every one of us
each
has
and every
suffered
one of us has
greatly
suffered
from what is
greatly
happening
from
in the
what is happening
Southeast.
in the
They
South.
attacked Senator Carl when he was
They
doing
attacked
campaign. They
Senator Carl
attacked
when he
me.
was doing
There's
campaign.
nobody
They
they have
attacked me.
not
There's
tried
nobody
to
they have not
intimidate.
tried to
But we cannot be
intimidate.
intimidated because
So
we
we
are in
cannot
a
be
country that
intimidated because
has
we are in a
rule
country that
of
has
law.
rule
And
of
so I
law.
support
And
this
so I
motion in
support
its
this
entirety.
motion in its
And when the time
entirety.
comes for
And when the time comes
the
the
prayers, if there's
for the
anything I will
prayers,
add,
if there's
we
anything I
will.
will
But we
add,
want to urge our colleagues
we want
and the
to
rest
urge
of
our
Nigeria
colleagues and the
to
rest of
see this
Nigeria
matter
to
not
see this
just
matter,
as a Southeast
not
matter,
just as
but
a
as a
Southeast
matter
matter,
for Nigeria.
but as a
I so
matter
submit.
for Nigeria. I so submit.
Yeah, Mazi, the reason I play this video because of the statement of Asai the Kubo. Because as someone in government, this man know who is the real criminal? You should expect him to know who the real criminals are. Who are those people burning properties, burning people's houses in Biafra land? But here he is accusing those who are fighting for freedom. So, Mazi, before you leave, I would like you to say one or two about this video, about this our dear Baribe, someone we held in high esteem, but who has come out now to prove to us that he's not even standing with us in the first place. He is only using us to ride to power. So say something before the time grows out for you.
Comrade, the thing is, the question is, what is the reason for all this shit at home? That is the number one question you should be asking today. But they never ask that question. They never do that. I will say that all these politicians, they are the same thing. Anyone you even think that he's doing fine, when he gets to that position, he becomes possessed. It's like they are giving them something to drink. You will see somebody reasonable, very reasonable, but when he gets to that position, he becomes even worse than you expect. I used to tell people, they think Europe, Finland is like a zoo. You can just arrest somebody and send him home and stuff. It doesn't work like that. I used to tell them, and it's if you do law, you will know that it's very difficult to convict somebody of terrorism. It's the most difficult thing, because somebody there, somewhere far away, you want to convict him of terrorism in Nigeria. It's not possible. It's not possible. And it's quite unfortunate that some of our people are supporting this nonsense happening. For me, I'm telling you about myself. But because when you are in an organization like this, the decision of the leadership sometimes might overshadow your own personal decision or belief. For me, I believe that the only strong weapon we have against the zoo now is that sit at home. If there is any other one, let them come up with it. But for few months now, they have none. They have nothing, no strategy. So, because if you touch somebody, your enemy somewhere that is painful, the best thing you need to do is to keep puncturing that place. That is, you have detected the person's breaking point. So you must continue tweaking it and tweaking it until the person breaks. That is what we should be doing. And we have some people condemning sit at home. And I asked them, you condemn sit at home. What other strategy do you have? What other strategy do you have? And you look back. Look at what they did to central bank governor in the court. Do you think where Nigerian army or DSS and the cost and the prison service are dragging who will imprison somebody the court have given bail? Do you think such administration will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for you in peace? Is that what you think? Or you don't have intention of our leader coming out? Just tell us. Maybe it's just a question. Do you think that kind of administration that can imprison their friend, that can drag to imprison their friend the court have given bail, will ever release their enemy, their arch enemy to you in peace? What I will say to people opposing sit at home is they want our leader to be there. They are gaining something. It is to their advantage. Because if you condemn a strategy, you should bring up a superior strategy. If you don't have a superior strategy, don't condemn a strategy. Just go along with it. But unfortunately, they are trying to push this thing on people's neck to stop sit at home by all means necessary. What other strategy? Okay, the sit at home was for what? To release our leader. Okay, you don't want to release the person that the problem they said is the reason why they are having the sit at home. You don't want to release him, and you want the sit at home to stop. No, I don't subscribe to those people that want the sit at home to stop. I want it to intensify, ghost town. If we don't do that, except you want to go to war with Nigeria, that's the two options you have: civil disobedience or you go to war. If there's any other strategy, you can put it in place and implement it. If your strategy is better, I will follow you. But as at this moment now, it is still that sit at home. The only reason why you can hear about our struggle today, about our leader today, is because of that sit at home. That is the only strategy. If not, they want to sweep our leader's issue under the carpet and under the casket and seal it with a nail. That is what they want to do. So for Abaribe, that's supposed to know better, to come and talk trash about our struggle, then it means that he is no longer with us. He has followed them. And for the people that are following this footstep of going to meet our leader in prison, is DSS our leader's house? We are going to meet him, and you come to the social media and tell us nonsense that here we have met our leader, he's in good health, he's this. No, that is not what we want to be hearing. We don't subscribe to that bullshit. We want them to be visiting our leader in his house, not in another person's house. If we have to be civil, in his house in Ibeku, that is where we want to be. People want to be going to visit him, not in DSS dungeon. And for people that are using private militia of Asari Dokuba to kill people in our land, to target that is a Simon Ekwa that are killing people, it will bear no fruit. They are wasting their time. Simon Ekpa can never be extradited or renditioned to the zoo. It can never happen. In 1,000 years, it can't happen. I'm very confident of that. So I think they should change strategy, because it's not going to work. And the sit at home, I believe the sit at home should continue in full speed. All hail Biafra.
That is purely your own opinion. Our leader, according to the letter we got, has asked us to sit at home to stop. So we are going to be neutral. We're not going to speak in favor or against. Our leader has given order. So, and it stands.
Mazi, before our light go off, yes, if it's our leader that gives the order, okay, maybe. If they want the sit at home to stop, all these things is negotiation. You give me this, I give you this. Let them call BBC Igbo, let them call AIT, let them call every media, and let our leader make a live press conference. Is that not going to be better? Is it not going to be better? Let our leader come out and do a live press conference and speak. Let the journalists ask him questions. I think that should be better for people that want peace. But it seems they don't want it. It seems they don't want it. They want what is going on to continue, because in politics they say don't ever allow a bad situation to go away without gaining something from it. So that is what they are doing. So what we as a journalist, we should not take everything they say hook, line, and sinker, because all these people are lawyers. Some of them, those people releasing that letter, are lawyers. Lawyers are businessmen. They are being paid for their services. They are not doing it voluntarily. After they represent you, they will represent someone else. So whatever they bring to us, we must not take it hook, line, and sinker. We must ask them questions. We must say, okay, you did it like this. No, this is the way we want you to do it. So the way we want them to do it for us is to call the broadcasters, make a live press conference, a video live press conference. Let our leaders speak. Let them ask our leader questions. Then at least maybe people like me will start believing it. But when you jot something down in a piece of paper and come on. For me, it might be from leader, but I will give it a second thought before I can act on it. So that is my own opinion. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. I think we are coming to the end of this program, because we have covered the things I want to discuss. There are a lot, but we have to take it bit by bit. So I thank you for appearing in this program this evening, Mazi. And those who have stayed with us to listen to whatever we said, it is now left for you to go home and think about it. Tell us, what do you think? Where do you stand? And the rest will be the case. Mazi, thank you once again. Before your light goes off, if you have a final word, you can just say it and we'll end the program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. IPOB, one family, IPOB, one family. I want to thank everybody listening to us from home. I want to thank you for your patience and for your compliance. But what I want to say goes to the leadership of this movement, if at all we have a leadership anymore. That the way the family has divided, is of no advantage to anyone, that the faster they start building bridges, the better for all of us. The better for the people, for our fellow Biafrans back home, and the better for this movement. And for people attacking the DOS, and people attacking Simon Ekpa, we should desist from it. And what we must do is to encourage the leadership to build bridges of negotiation with Simon Ekpa, because as it should be in a struggle, one group does not fight for struggle. Every group that comes out to fight in truth and honesty must be admitted and given its own table and respect. So, because as we are moving into the next phase of the struggle, if there is no peace within the groups that are fighting for freedom, we will end up fighting each other, not only on social media but even in the battlefield, shooting each other. So, which will further complicate our struggle. So, to avoid this, the leadership must come down from their high horse and mend relationship and build bridges, so that our struggle won't be complicated any further. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, and I make Chugo Kabiama bless us all. He say. Thank you so much, comrades.
Thank you for joining us. You have said it all, and the Biafrans have heard you. Those who want to listen will listen, and those who doesn't want to listen should continue doing what they are doing. So it's not by force for you to listen. But for me, that is the best advice. We must work together. We want one thing, we must fight for that one thing. Because if you are standing from your point of view, we may be looking at the same thing, but the shape and figure may be different. So I just want us to know that now the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the #1 issue standing before us. If you are not campaigning for his release, then I don't know what you are doing. Use your office, use your page, use your whatever means you have to campaign for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the right thing to do. And also remember, he needs our prayer. Always pray for him. At every opportunity, remind Chukwu Okeabia that his life is in his hands. So that Chukwu Okeabia will keep him alive for us in good health. So that whenever he's released to us, he will join us and we will be happy and our joy will be complete. I thank you, fellow Biafrans. Mazi, I thank you so much. Quite unfortunate that what we are experiencing in South Africa today is appalling. But by God's grace, Biafra is about to come, and we shall leave this country for them and go to our country and build it. Because this is no more what we bargained for. The country has turned upside down. But it is well. I thank you so much, Mazi. We are going to end with
and I'm
our
telling
leader's
Biafrans
voice.
tonight that we are effectively on our own. We have been given two choices by the United Kingdom, the slave masters and the colonizers. The UK have given us only two alternatives. And I call it the devil's alternative, of course. We either submit to the will of their puppets, the Islamic Caliphate, or we will be wiped out from the face of this very earth. The question you must ask yourself tonight as a Biafran, as a Southerner is, do you want to be a slave to the Fulani Caliphate? Or do you want to die on your feet? Live for 1,000 years on your knees, as most of them are doing without even knowing it, or you die on your feet. The devil's alternative. Whichever option we choose, men are going to die. Which one do you prefer? Are we going to fight and die like men? Or are we going to submit to a life of Allahu Akbar? It's entirely up to you. The time is now, because the enemies, they have come. I didn't say they are coming, they have not come into our land.